You hear that?
Fall in my head and I fade out to sleep. I pray the Lord your soul that keeps it. Hope you win the sweepstakes. Can I feed you cheesecake? Girl, I love that sweet face.
Yo, what's up, man? It's Be Selfless. We here. Yo, Aiden, yo, pop in, bro. Pop into the Discord real quick. Okay. Top of the morning, my guy. Top of the morning. This is gonna be an interesting stream, bro. I got a whole little lineup we about to do, bro. So hop into this thing with me real quick. I'm gonna pull you up in the Discord. Yup. Okay, I see you. I know you up early, man. This is early for Mr. A1. This is extremely early for Mr. A1. And here we go. So today I'm basically okay. Start the stream off the right way, okay? This is it. So I've been on social media and I'm a big fan of Kanye West. I'm a huge fan of Kanye West. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff happening right now. Like, a lot of stuff. I mean it. Like, everybody's saying he's going crazy again. Or, you know what I'm saying? They saying Kanye is on some other shit. Where, you know, people talking about his antics and all of these things. And it's like, I don't think people really understand Kanye, man. Kanye is a genius. And if you know anything about being a genius, you understand that, like, you can't really understand what a genius is because you have to lose your mind in order to be able to think this outside of the box. And I'm a big fan of everything that he does and his new antics and all these stuff with the swastikas and the, you know, hate crime towards other, you know, religions and nationalities and stuff like that. That's not something that I agree with. I do not agree with that. So I just want to get that out the way first and foremost. But do I understand what he's doing with that? I do. I kind of understand why he's doing that, you know. There's a couple videos here. Let me see. We got A1 in the building. Yo, you on mute, bro? Yo, you hear me? Yo, you still on mute, bro? Cannot hear you, my boy. Cannot hear you, my guy. I cannot. Okay, well, whenever you can fix this mic, bro, I'm gonna be chopping it up. Just fix the mic. Yeah. So Kanye's been going through a lot of crazy stuff lately. I can't lie, it's been fucking nuts. I'm a big fan also of academics. Academics does a great job at breaking things down and, you know, helping expose the industry when it comes to the music industry, and he breaks down things that artists are doing and stuff like that. So I have a really, like, I admire what he does because he gives a lot of insight in the industry. And if it wasn't for academics being able to actually, like, put things together and show people, like, look, man, there's a whole different side of this industry. People think that it's just you make a hit record or something like that, you're the biggest thing in the world and people pick you up. But when academics be breaking down numbers and he be out here showing people, like, nah, look, you know, behind the scenes, this is what's really going on. It really makes you see what's going on. It takes the cloth off of whatever is being hidden, and it's like we all have a little insider inside of the industry. You know what I'm saying? So if you pay attention to what academics is doing, he's really exposing a lot of people, bro. The industry that's paying him, he don't care. He's like, I've already made my bread, bro. I'm gonna continue to expose the people in the industry and do whatever. And, you know, so just recently he just had an interview with Kanye. And before we get into that interview, I do want to play some clips of what is currently happening with Kanye. He just went crazy. He started going on live and talking about he's leaving to Japan and all this stuff. And I'm gonna play some clips of that stuff right now. Okay, let me see. I'm in the wrong gamer browser. Okay, there you go. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this real quick. My bad, technical difficulties. Explore. Okay. Yeah, so basically, like I said, this is pretty much me. Okay, so yeah, so Kanye went to, he did go to, we're in OBS right now. I ain't gonna show the OBS thing. Okay, there we go. We're in. Okay, so basically he's been going on live and stuff, and I just wanted to play some stuff from this to, like, you know, just see the current space Kanye's in. Here we go.
Really for Ye. So I pull up to LA. And by the way, I'm telling you, y'all gotta listen. The people who saying Ack ain't good in LA, they're podcasters, okay? They're not doing that. The actual real niggas, like, they're like, yo, Ack, what's poppin', man? All they want is a post and a shout out on a story. Like, come on. That's all they want. Shout out to all the gang niggas out there, man. They're like, yo, Ack, follow me back on the gram. I'll kill a nigga. I mean, I'll do something for you. I'm like, I bet. I got you, nigga. Anyway, so I pulled up out there. I knew it was going to be like, it's Kanye West. Let me tell you a story that I heard before. 6ix9ine was supposedly promised a verse from Kanye. Flies out to see Kanye. I don't know if he was in LA, but he was somewhere. He was posted up doing a bunch of shit, right? That's when mad artists was coming through. I forgot where it was. 6ix9ine literally was out there for 2 weeks. And every time he would see Ye, he would describe the most, like, insane scenario. Ye might...
Okay, so this is academics talking about the interview aspect and the process and what it took to get around Kanye. I know this is the clip that I wanted to show you guys. We're gonna get back to that before we get into the album Bully, because I do want to listen to it. I do want to hear what he said on it. I haven't heard it yet. I've been waiting to listen to this project here on stream with you guys. So it's like, you know, yeah. So right now it's basically he's gonna go through and show some of the videos of Kanye going live and talking his mind, talking about him leaving to Japan.
He also wants to edit some shit, you know. It's on them. It's on them, brother. Okay? Anyway. Okay, this is Kanye talking about the music industry. Here we go.
So yeah, I'm reporting live from Japan right now. And I was talking to my boy, and I was talking about how I released Bully just on my Twitter, and how I like the idea of being on DSPs, but I don't like the fact that they show the numbers, because every single musician now pays more money to get their first week numbers than we make off of the actual album. So then,
Yo, Aiden. Yo. He popping in and out of Discord. He gonna fix it.
you gotta make your money through brand deals and touring. And if you say anything against the brand deal, you can get your brand dropped. So now they have the control of what you say. And when you go touring, you know who gets paid off of the touring. So they're eating every which way. And there had to be a moment where they said, we have to control what these guys are making on these album sales and these streams, because if we give them too much money, they're going to be sitting, you know, in a hotel in Japan like Ye, as opposed to jumping up and down on a Rolling Loud stage. So I'm looking at, how do I get the music on DSPs without them counting it? Because I'm not doing all the ship vinyl and do the vinyl and this, that. Like, I'm telling you, everyone in the industry is paying for the numbers right now. And that's what I'm not fucking with. So there you got it. There you have it.
Now this might be big.
Okay, so basically what Kanye is saying is that the industry, everybody waits for first week sales. They want to see what somebody's gonna do on their first week. what he's saying is that the artists are actually paying to get those numbers boosted, so they would be able to obtain a status that would keep them like higher in the ranks for the music. So it's like perception, wins reality type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And what happens with that is that like people start to get the illusion that an artist is bigger than, is bigger than anybody. It's bigger than other people. It's bigger than other artists. So now they gain the popularity vote. You know what I'm saying? And he's also talking about how he said something right here.
He's sitting, in a hotel in Japan like Ye, as opposed to jumping up and down every which way. And there had to be a moment where they said, we have to control what these guys...
Okay, so he also is talking about the brand deals. The brand deals is basically what Kanye is saying about how the industry nowadays is controlling people. Like, they're saying, like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go ahead and give you this endorsement by like Nike, or I'm gonna give you this endorsement with like Mercedes, or like a big bag. I'm talking about like these big artists that are like top 5 type shit. Like they're getting hundreds of millions of dollars, $50 million to get these like these deals, these ambassador deals for companies. And a lot of these artists are making so much money now that they can really do whatever they want. Like Kanye right now, he's doing his own thing. He's independent. He's in China. He doesn't have to be on stage. He doesn't have to go and do anything because he's making so much money independently. But the way they've been controlling a lot of these other companies is now, or these other artists now, is that they're signing them to these endorsement deals, and they're telling them like, hey, you better watch what you say. I'm going to monitor what you're saying. I'm going to monitor all your actions. You have to be a perfect civilian, because if you do not, or you go against the grain, then basically he's just going to be like, yo, like, you're going to lose your endorsement deal. It's going to hurt you financially. It's going to cripple you in the public eye, where now people, will put pressure on these companies, which they don't. No one really goes after Mercedes. No one stops buying Mercedes cars. No one stops buying Nike shoes when somebody does something crazy. They're just using that as an excuse to go after the artist and cripple them. You know what I'm saying? Really, like, literally just like shut them down and cripple them. And this is what he was saying about the endorsement deals. Like, it's kind of another form of manipulation and control to control the artist that is a artist that should just be, free to have freedom of speech and free to say what's on his mind. I get it. There's other laws for like hate crimes and stuff like that. Those are actual laws. You shouldn't do it. If it's against the law, if you don't got nothing nice to say about someone else, don't say it at all. That's how I feel, straight up. But I also feel like, Kanye being an artist, he's expressing how he feels about companies and organizations and record labels and everybody trying to use him. But Kanye has gotten to a place in his career where he doesn't have to make any more money. He is free. Where if he wanted to live, he can live 5 lives right now without a job and still live extremely comfortable. 5 years. He has enough money for 500 years. Like, he's paid, bro. He's doing his thing. And it's like, you can't control Kanye. So Kanye is tired of being used. I feel like Kanye is doing a lot of these things because he's like, I don't need the endorsements no more. I don't need the record label no more. I don't need anything. I just need to be able to create music, and the people that love my shit is always gonna love it. They're gonna come back for their fix when it comes to my sound and everything that I've created. And I don't want anybody to, I want to be non-usable. I don't want a brand to be able to affiliate themselves with me. It's not worth it anymore for him to do that because, he doesn't need to. Even if he stops doing music today, he's good. But being an artist, yo, like, you gotta make music, bro. You have to make music. Like, you can't stop if you're an artist. It's not something that you can just say, hey, I can put it down, I'm not gonna do it again. It's a mental thing where it like clicks in your head, and you have to express yourself away. A lot of people go through lives not knowing how to express themselves. So it's like, when music is your only form of expression, like, that's exactly it. You know, you have to express yourself the only way you know how to. And Kanye is one of them artists where he's learned how to express himself outside of music, you know, with fashion and with, you know, creating, I don't know, like environments and like almost interior decorating and doing architect, where he's making new buildings. And I seen this guy set up a studio in the desert just for the aesthetic. Like, he's thinking completely different than a lot of people. And when you got people like him, you can't really tell him what he's doing right or wrong, because if he can create awareness on whatever it is that he's doing, then, and it's working for him, who's to say it's wrong? You know what I'm saying? It's creating so much awareness around what he's got going on, and it's nuts. Like, I feel like Kanye is a genius. And if you think about all the past geniuses, like Einstein, like John Lennon, and, you know, like just all these older, you know, geniuses that people used to look up, like even Nikola Tesla, like, these people were complete weirdos, yo. They were weirdos, but it was their outside of the box weirdo mindset that put them in a space that can create something that people have never thought about. And that's what it takes to be able to do something new. There's nothing new under the sun, bro. Everything has always been, once somebody does it, it's done, bro. It's done. But in order to do something that has never been done under the sun, you have to be like, yo, I'm gonna think completely different. What's up, bro? What's up? What's going on? Yeah, thank you for joining the chat, bro. We're gonna rock out. We talking about Kanye right now, man. This is like, it's crazy. He's basically doing a live right now, talking about him leaving and going to Japan, and we're watching it right now, man. So we're gonna jump back in.
So I'm looking at how do I get the music on DSPs without them counting it, because I'm not doing all the ship vinyl and do the vinyl and this, that. Like, I'm telling you, everyone in the industry is paying for the numbers right now.
Yo, the vinyls, what he's talking about with the vinyls is that artists would do bundle deals. So what they would do is they'll get their merch, or they'll get a vinyl, a record, record that they'll put together and package it and stuff like that. They'll sell a bundle, and they will add their song inside the bundle. So they'll get like a $60 package with like a hoodie, a hat, and a t-shirt, and they'll throw the song inside of the clothing bundle. And when people bought the bundle, that would count as a record sale. They just started to change all that shit. Now you're not allowed to do that. But what he's saying is correct, because the person that tried to expose this shit first was 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine was the first one to come out and start talking about people like Justin Bieber, people like Taylor Swift, putting these bundles together and selling merch so they can surpass other artists on the charts. And it wasn't the fact that they were selling music, you know, right off the strength of the music. They were selling clothes, and that was what was generating the sales for their single to go up on the charts. So what Kanye's saying right now is 100% facts, yo. It's true.
And that's what I'm not fucking with. So there you have it.
We gotta add, my guys. Get your shmoney. Get your shmoney-ack.
I think it only worked for an independent artist like Kanye, because labels all play the, again, as I said, market share game. So the numbers do matter. Well, I'll tell you how you do it, Kanye. You could actually request that Spotify, you could request through whatever distributor you have to not report, right? Because what essentially happens is Luminate has to get the the info for your release through the DSP or your distributor really gives it, and the Spotify or whoever the DSPs are kind of stamp it. You could request from both of them and say, don't give the data out. Now, granted, it's gonna still be able to be seen, because I don't think Spotify has a way where they could, how these days you could hide your comments or your like total on Instagram. Spotify doesn't have the way to just hide the amount of streams you can see. Now, obviously, Apple doesn't show anything, and really many other platforms don't show anything. YouTube clearly does, and also Spotify, they do as well. But I think that would be fairly easy. I think if you don't want to be involved in the billboard system where people are reported on first week sales, I think you could definitely opt out. It might be through a non-traditional way, but I think you definitely could. A nigga like Kanye doing this, would it change things? I think not. Because again, the big three, Universal Music Group, Sony Music Entertainment, and of course Warner Music Group, they thrive off this idea of competing with numbers. They're not competing with ideology or competing with how good a song is. They're competing with raw, hard facts, because they're running a company that's actually listed on it's listed as a public company. So investors and shareholders want to know what is going on at all times, and if you're telling them no, it's all about the music, it's not about the numbers, they're going to be like, so what the fuck am I investing in you for? So that's never going to happen on the major label side, which they control about 85% of all music kind of really that's circulating, whether current or catalog wise. But I think it could work for Kanye. If Kanye doesn't want to get his numbers counted, I think it definitely could happen, right? Like when he dropped music on STEM, there was no way for people to count what he sold, right? Unless we knew how many STEM players got sold, and we don't know even what happened with that, because I think, did you guys ever buy a STEM player from Kanye to listen to that shit? I don't know.
Okay, so basically, he's talking about not showing numbers. Kanye wants to upload his music and not have it be on DSPs so it can go to the charts, because that's how they rank the albums and everything like that. Kanye's in this space where he's already doing so much, like he's already established what he wanted to establish with music. Now it is completely about the art, the message, stuff like that. So what he's doing is he's like, I don't want to put my numbers out there. It's kind of pointless. I'm an artist that made music, and I'm a billionaire off of my music and my clothing and everything that I'm doing. I'm not going to play the popularity contest with you guys no more. So I just want to upload the music. Who cares what it does? If Kanye's a billionaire, if he wanted to play this game with everybody else, he can still pay whoever and whatever company he needs to pay to get that shit up to the top, to be number one every single time. This is how I know what he's saying is true. 6ix9ine was a brand new artist when he came out, and every time he dropped, he went to number one. 6ix9ine also said that he paid to become number one. So Kanye's not into the popularity contest. He's not in that realm anymore. He's more in the realm of like, I'm an artist. I'm going to create music. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to put it out. My fans are going to see it. I'm going to break the internet every single time I do it. I don't need to play this popularity contest with people that have these massive companies behind them, that would dump money into like artists that aren't as big as Kanye to show that they're trying to compete with somebody on Kanye's level, because they can't. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's genius. If you're a true artist, you're not worried about the numbers. You're really just worried about the art. And that's basically what Kanye is doing right now. He's removing himself off of DSPs just to make a point, make a statement. It's like when he was selling the STEM players. The STEM players was that little like circle robot like thing that he had, and it was like a little MP3 player, but like you could turn off the vocals and just hear the beat to any song that was on it. It was genius. He made millions of dollars on releasing that, and it was an exclusive release, and either people can afford it or people couldn't afford it. People that bought that shit, bro, that shit is gonna go down in history. Like, he was the first one to ever come up with that type of technology in a rollout for an album. So yeah, Kanye is ahead of his time. everything that like right now, Logic, the recording studio program, they have a stem separator now. Basically, what that little device was that Kanye had, that the stem player, they basically have that now inside Logic. So you can remove the drums, you can remove the kicks, the bass, the lead melodies on a song. You can take off the vocals and have just the vocals. Like, that was the device that Kanye was putting together. And I think honestly, like, Kanye's just ahead of his time, bro. Like, we can't really dictate what he's gonna do next because we don't think like him. You know what I'm saying? And I think Kanye's onto something, and if he is going a little off the edge, I think people should probably try to hear him out and see what we can do to try to, like, understand. You know, it's funny because a billionaire is telling you there's a problem that he can't solve with money, and everybody's calling him crazy. That right there is crazy to me. That's crazy that somebody is a billionaire and there's issues that money cannot solve in a system where money moves everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's trying to tell us something bigger than the antics. He needs to create the antics in order to get people to listen. But the delivery of the message is a little off, and it takes people to decipher what he's saying so he doesn't have to be direct to say it. You know, but here, let's finish this.
So again, he definitely can. But will this be a trend that continues on to the industry? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then the other artists other than Kanye that would suggest some shit like this, like for example, we've seen the likes of like a retard like Meek Mill that would be like, yo, we should drop on different dates, or yo, we should stop counting sales or whatever.
Shout out Meek, he a legend. Act, you be going too hard on him, bruh. Like, I get it, y'all in war mode, bruh, but and Meek is honestly, bro, like, Meek, you tripping too, cause like you could be working with Act will be like, you know what I'm saying, giving you the alley-oop, you know what I'm saying, but you want to be this tough guy, bro, with a blogger, somebody that can actually help you. This shows the mentality of business. So I understand why Act is really applying the pressure on Meek Mill. But if Meek was smart, he would have been dead at this shit a long time ago and was like, yo, Act, like, let's do some business. You know what I'm saying? But he on that street shit. So he ain't even trying to even think about business. And his business is suffering because of Act, yo. Like, Act can shut niggas off, turn them off completely, bro. And like, he proved it before when he went after a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And he had a bunch of artists, you know, actually apologize, you know, for trying to start beef with Act. Like, you had Nav and shit. Nav was on top of his shit, and then he started to go at Act because niggas was gassing him, and then he wasn't the guy that was prepared for what Act was able to do. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna release one song, spend a week putting it together, another week trying to shoot a music video. By the time that shit comes out, Act is done 25 streams. Just completely destroying you to people that genuinely give a fuck about music. You know what I'm saying? So artists that go after the media is just not smart for business, yo. It's just not smart. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Ever. He's just saying it because he's on the successful at this point. When he was at his peak, all he talked about was numbers and he's a big dog and whatever the case is. When he can't sell a record to save his life, now he wants people to stop focusing on numbers. So I think Kanye's in a position where we know commercially he's viable. We've seen how much streams and everything that he did with not only Carnival but Vultures. So this is a guy who is wanted in mass amounts. And by the way, I think his album Bully, it's actually listed on. It's the #1 album right now, right? Let's see. Let's just go to YouTube. Is this YouTube Music? All right, YouTube Music. And if we go to YouTube Music, right? Let's see. Oh, let's go to charts. Can we go to charts? I just want to go to charts. Don't know if there's charts. New releases, hip hop mode from the community. You can't find charts. Hip hop charts. All right, here we go. Let's just click on charts. If you go to charts, you're gonna see. I think Bully is up here somewhere. I don't know if he's on top song. Top music video, top artist. Cardi's a top artist. Yo, YoungBoy is still top 3 on YouTube. Jesus Christ, that nigga's a goat. By the way, Bad Bunny's 4, Peso Pluma, Future, Drake, Bruno Mars, Baby's 9. Let's see what else. Where's it at? Or maybe it didn't trend music. Maybe it's just trend.
Okay, so that's basically it. Like, Kanye was online talking about, what the industry is doing to be like using him as an artist. So like, this is another. This is the interview. He's talking about the interview that he did with Kanye, which hasn't been out yet because Ak is like, bruh, I put this shit out. It's gonna get me deplatformed. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, Kanye is telling the truth. When people, sign up with places like, Twitch and Kick and YouTube and places like Spotify, they're the ones that can dictate what goes on their platforms. And if they don't like the message, or they feel like people will be hurt over the message that some people are putting out, they're the police when it comes to freedom of speech. So Ak is like, bro, I don't even know where to put this interview, bro. I don't even care if I make any money on it. I just want it out. So like, he's been looking for a platform to try to put this stuff on. Like, I think he's talking about putting it on like Twitter because of Elon, and Kanye's relationship with him is good, and they're not. It's more freedom of speech on Twitter than there is on any other platform. I think honestly, you know what'd be crazy, yo? Tell me this wouldn't break the internet. If academics released it on Trump's social media platform. Trump's not gonna. He's not gonna. I don't think he would. I don't think he would pull it down, bro. I think that would be extremely interesting. But let's see what Ak has to say about this interview, man, because I haven't really heard much about it.
Really for Ye. So I pull up to LA. And by the way, I'm telling you, y'all gotta listen. The people who saying Ak ain't good in LA, they're podcasters.
Ak is stunting right now.
He
like, yeah. So I went to like LA, right? I'm going to meet Kanye West, the biggest artist in the world. Like no, he was hype. I bet like being able to go see Kanye and starting from the bottom, you know what I'm saying, with this YouTube shit, and then everyday struggle, and then all of his other Spotify ventures and everything, now to this point where he didn't even have artists that wanted to sit with him. Now he's got the biggest artists willing to sit with him, bruh. So like, he made it, bruh. He allowed to pop his shit.
Actual real niggas, like, they're like, yo, Ak, what's poppin', man? All they want is a post and a shout out on a story. Like, come on, that's all they want. Shout out to all the gang niggas out there, man. They're like, yo, Ak, follow me back on the gram. I'll kill a nigga. I mean, I'll do something for you. I'm like, I bet, I got you, nigga. Anyway, so we pull. So I pulled up out there. I knew it was gonna be like, it's Kanye West. Let me tell you a story that I heard before. 6ix9ine was supposedly promised a verse from Kanye. Flies out to see Kanye. I don't know if he was in LA, but he was somewhere. He was posted up doing a bunch of shit, right? That's when mad artists was coming through. I forgot where it was. 6ix9ine literally was out there for 2 weeks. And every time he would see Ye, he would describe the most like insane scenario. Ye might be in a business meeting. I think at that time he might have been still with Adidas, like figuring out the design for a shoe. He might be talking to some other business people, negotiating tens of millions of dollars in a deal. He might be like dealing with his kids over there. He might be dealing with his significant other over there. He might, like, he's pulled in 50 different places. And I think also around that time, he was also thinking about running for politics. So he was.
Snap your W-2 and file your taxes 100%
Get your money,
free.
Ak.
Plus, get your biggest refund.
You know what Six told me? He was, and I think also around that time, he was also thinking about running for politics. So he was doing all these things and creating music. This is what Six told me. Six was like, yo, what would happen? Because you know what Six told me? He was like, yo, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. Well, this is before, I guess, Vori fell out with Meek. Like, Vori was there too. Everything I'm saying is facts, okay? Vori ain't going to deny. And I remember 6ix9ine would tell me, he was like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, like, yo, Meek's artist is here. And low key, like, yo, he's cool as fuck. Like, he's not trying to, he cool. Like, we're cool. Like, so 6ix9ine is there waiting for a verse from Kanye. He stays there 6 weeks. No, not 6 weeks, 2 weeks. He thought he was gonna stay there like 2 days. He stays there for 2 weeks. Every time he sees Kanye, when Kanye is doing a million different things, because it's Kanye would be like, yo, 6, I got you, bro. Yo, Vori, write me a verse. Like, you know, Vori's just a writer, bro. You know what I mean? Not just a writer. He's a great artist, but like, he writes for the greats, right? So that's what he was saying. He was like, yo, Vori was supposed to write a verse. I say that to say 6 never got the fucking song. You know what I'm saying? He never get a song. I think he just got tired and left. Anyway, so I'm going to LA. I'm speaking to him. I spoke to him when I was coming back from Miami in the airport. We're talking. He seems upbeat. He's like, yo, let's do this. You know what I mean? I'm like, good. I'm like, I know he wants to do the interview because artists will just tell you any type of bullshit. Come down. You're like, bro, I'm 6 hours away across. I'm in New York. You're in LA. I got to book a flight, get to the airport. He's like, all right, just get here immediately. Get here today. You're like, what? So anyway, I put 3 days. And that's what I'm trying to say. I put 3 days that in case he didn't want to do it the first day, maybe I could get it the second day. And if not, I'm going to try for a third day. And after that, it's like, yo, bro, I just can't sit around for a Ye interview, right? Cool. So he doesn't do it the first night. But I understand why, because they kind of even tell me to. But I look online, he's actually tweeting out really what's going on. It's like somebody's knocking on his door. Like, I think he probably deleted by now. He's like, yo, shit's paranoid. I'm like, okay, whatever. The next morning, because we were told, no, he told us, and like his people told us, yo, we'll do it in the morning. So I'm like, I bet that makes sense. We'll do it in the morning. And what ended up happening is that literally, like at the drop of daylight, which is like 8 a.m., at least in LA, he tells me, he says, yo, hey, we have to do this interview right this second, or you could come to Japan to do it with me. People threatening my life. They're trying to do weird shit, put me in the hospital. I'm out of here. I'm like, what? So he's like, so I'm like, I'm like, yeah, I'll get there. So I'm like, yo, I could get there. Remember, this is 8 o'clock. I'm not even really prepared. I'm like, yo, I could get there at 10 o'clock because like we're already like about, I'm 40.
There was a video that I saw that Kanye did. He put up on, it was another rant style live video where he's not showing his face, but he's like, he said, I have people around me trying to put me in the hospital for tweeting. And does that make any sense? Like, this is how you know, like, there's people out there trying to be a handler for Kanye, where it's like, we're gonna send some people in to try to convince you that you're losing your mind, when Kanye is completely stable. He knows these decisions that he's making is going to be controversial, but when has anybody ever went to the fucking hospital for being controversial? You know, it might be hurting some people's feelings, his opinion, but this is what a freedom of speech is. You know, if you feel a way, you're allowed to say that here. You're allowed to say what you feel. And if you really don't care about Kanye or his opinion, you shouldn't be tuning in or subscribing to the messages he's putting out. He doesn't care. He doesn't want you guys to even pay him any mind. The message is not for you guys, the people that he's insulting. The message is for the people that care about Kanye. And like I said, I think he's just getting the message off a little wrong, man.
5 minutes from where he's at. I can get there at 10 o'clock. Let me brush my teeth at least, my nigga. Okay, cool. He says, all right, good. See you at 10. This is how Kanye is. Bet. Get my security up. Get my filming guy up. Get this driver up. Come on, everybody, come on. We gotta go. Gotta get there at 10. Okay, everybody's ready around like 8. Remember it was 8? Everybody's ready around 8:30, 8:40. Kanye texts us back, or texts me back. You know what he says? This is how crazy it is. Kanye texts me back and says, yo, actually, I got to leave at 10. Remember, I told him we're going to get there at 10. Now he tells us he's leaving at 10. It's like, yeah, yo, I got to get out of the country. They already set up the accommodations. I'm leaving at 10 o'clock. So now, like, I'm like, fuck. I don't even know if I was in the car. But I'm like, yo, go, run red lights. Like, this LA, nobody cares. Just keep going, nigga. You know what I mean? The marathon continues. Whatever, just get there. So I hit him back because the GPS says we're going to get there at 9:20. I said, yo, we're going to get here 9:20. He says, all he responds with, cool, 40-minute interview. Yo, I'm on the driver's ass. Run through this shit. Anyway, we get there, and yo, you know, whenever y'all see the video, it's going to be one of the most unique experiences when it comes to an interview, because the interview footage starts from I'm in the car texting him like you're saying. There is no setup. We walk right up to a room. We knock on the door. Kanye West opens the door. Kanye West lets us in. He says, give me a second. He changes to, and we do a conversation for like it went over the 40 minutes. Probably about.
So in another interview that he did with No Jumper and Vlad, he was saying that when he opened the door, he had a swastika chain on, and it was fucking diamond out, yo. And he was like, it was big. It was a huge swastika diamond symbol, and it kind of threw him off guard. Like, damn, bro, you just went and got that shit bust down, bro. Like, that's crazy. But like, once again, it's a conversation piece. I had an idea that I might still do, and I wanted to create a chain that was diamond out, and I wanted it to say people are starving, and I wanted it to be bust down. I'm talking about diamonds everywhere, all over it. And I wanted to just go to interviews and have people ask me, hey, isn't that contradicting that you would make a chain that says people are starving and it's iced out? And I'm like, bruh, like, this is the conversation starter. Let's talk about why people are starving. Let's talk about why there's so many people being materialistic while people are starving. So I can understand that chain. He has a message that he's trying to put out. I don't know what it is yet, other than the fact that he feels like he's a billionaire that can't be controlled, but he's also a billionaire that can't fix certain problems. And Elon Musk is a multi-billionaire, and there's problems he can't fix. It just makes me think, like, man, what is everybody doing in this rat race, bro? Like, what are they doing in this rat race where every objective every morning is for people to get up, go to work, and get money so they can be able to do whatever they want someday? You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes me feel like the money isn't even real. You know what I'm saying? When he says, like, I don't know, man. He said this one thing where he was like, a baby oil chain. That's crazy, yo. No, but so he said this one thing where he was talking about Kim Kardashian, and he's like, Kim Kardashian alone has more influence than the president of the United States. She has more followers than the president. If she tweets to go buy a shirt, they're gonna go buy it more than if Trump was to try to sell his Trump shoes. Like, she has that type of impact. And when someone has that type of impact and like level of impact, like, it's crazy, yo. Like, it makes me feel like, okay, you know what? Nah, like, impact is kind of worth more than money. And Kanye has a lot of impact, but even with the impact, you have the opposition, people that are trying to make him look crazy, they're successfully trying to turn his fans against him when, you know, he's the messenger. You know what I'm saying? He's the messenger. And it's like, there's nothing he can do about it, man. There's nothing he can do about it. It blows my mind. Like, he's showing that the money can't help anybody. The money is not going to help you. The level of influence is not going to help you. If there's somebody behind the scenes trying to demonize you, and they have the machine where they can demonize anybody, even if they're a good person, which is like, I don't know, it's kind of a crazy reality if you think about it. Like, that's crazy.
70 something minutes. We didn't get to certain stuff, and I don't want to spoil what we didn't get to. He said, "Ak, you got to come to Japan for part 2 of that." And I'll tell you, the majority of the stuff we didn't get to is music. Like, I wanted to talk about the next Donda project. I wanted to talk about Bully. I wanted to talk a lot more about music, and there was just so much he had to say on that. But a lot of the other stuff he wanted to get off wasn't necessarily related to music. So he said, "Ak, just come to Japan. We'll do. You want to ask about music and shit? We could talk about that there." But he wanted to get his shit off about other things. Anyway, we had a great conversation, very organic. The reason why I think it's a dope combo is because I've never met Kanye. But whatever you think Kanye, or you see Kanye say, or the perception you have of him, that's him. Kanye.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's crazy. Yeah, so that basically says a lot about, you know, the mindset right now of Kanye. If he's telling people like Ak, like, yo, they're trying to kill me, I gotta get the hell out of here, bruh. Like, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. It makes me say that a billionaire in America isn't safe. And that, what does that tell everybody that doesn't have any money? Like, if you have no bread, you have no type of money, you have no level of influence, like, you're not safe, bro. Yo, shout out to the donate, or not the donation, the follow, man. I appreciate that, for real. That's love. You know what I'm saying? For real. But yeah, no, it's crazy, man. I feel like, you know, Kanye has a lot to say, and I feel like people are either gonna try to listen or they're gonna judge him before listening. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot to, like, I'm actually gonna start playing this Kanye Bully album. I wanna really see what it sounds like. I know there's a lot of and it's a video, so I'm excited because I know all his like projects are extremely artsy. I love to see the way he puts his like cinema together and stuff. It's amazing, yo. Let's run it. Oh, this video is unable. Oh, they pulled it already. Removed. I've been dying to watch this, bro. Are you kidding me? Yeah, see, this is the type of censorship that we're talking about, bro. Like, it's got 4 million views. 4 million people cared enough to watch it. This is crazy, yo. It's heartbreaking. Okay, well, let me see. I'm gonna check it out. Let's see what we can do. I want to watch this one. This one came out literally 1 month ago, and I know it's still up. So
how do you feel about being called crazy? Where do you believe that narrative came from?
From me doing crazy shit?
It's been a long time coming.
You ain't even playing,
Fresh
bro.
new ties.
Okay, hold on. Let me hop into the Discord real quick. Before we get into this, we going to definitely hop into the Discord. Yo, you hear me? Yo, A1. I can't hear you, bro. I think you might have to put on I think your settings, bro. You have to check it out. Here, let me hold on. I'm gonna jump out of the Discord real quick and jump back in. Yeah, but I don't know. This Kanye stuff is like, I've been seeing it everywhere online, and I know a lot of people really don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I know people want to team up with everybody's popular opinion, and it's like, you gotta be smarter than that, man. Yo, yo. Yo, yo. I cannot hear you, my guy. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this out in a bit, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out in a bit. I'll call you once I get done with the stream, and then I'll go through with it. But yeah, so I'm gonna run back into here, and
I'm still running. It's a few things I'm overcoming. But the check still gets to think about it every night and day to try to stay away to keep my heart in your talk. Don't take this disrespect. I'm sitting here trying to redirect.
Why Japan? Why is Ye always in Japan? What makes Japan so special to you?
You know, I love the temples. I love how people are with you. You know, they're just really respectful.
Yeah.
And my wife said that in past lives I was a king. I was an emperor out here.
You know, I see you doing a lot out here. How do you prioritize your passions?
You know, I just put my kids first. You know, all the ideas, and then I get real selfish. Then I go to me. You know, and then I think about the impact it's gonna have on, you know, this lifetime.
Yeah. I've seen your recent Instagram post about how, you know, you got North in training now.
Yeah, it's good. Like, I was always into the idea of having a school, and like both my mom and my dad were professional teachers, so that makes me a natural teacher in my blood. And I'm just thinking about how her album is gonna be, like how insane, like everything that I learned, that I could have it flow through her also, and for her to become the greatest, the next frontier, because we're like you know, like the kings in Africa or something, where it's just passed down. Like, I'm the hands down greatest, she gonna be the hands down greatest.
get your money, Justin LaBall. LaBall.
You just announced Bully, the new album. It's on the way. It's your first project in over 3 years since Donda.
Yeah.
Why the title Bully?
You know, my son was playing with some kid, and then he kicked him. And I asked my son, I said, why you do that? He said, because he weak. And I was like, this man is really a bully right here. I gotta.
Saint, you the reason for Bully.
Don't say do that. He just kick everybody and like push him over and like just.
I wonder where we get that from. Which parent?
Oh.
Definitely young Ye.
Yeah.
When should we expect Bully to drop, Ye?
My oldest said to bring it out in June. So.
Your birthday or her birthday?
Oh. Didn't Jesus come out on your birthday? Yeah, so we're gonna do it on your birthday. That's when we're gonna bring Bully out, because that's her favorite album so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She rated a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, this is crazy as shit. This is how crazy the censorship is. By them trying to censor him, they're censoring people like academics. They're censoring people like me, like all the other streamers that want to watch that video that they just pulled down. But if we was to review it and we want to see it and we want to talk about it, it's actually we would get in trouble just as much as he would. Like, yo, I don't know, it's making sense, man.
Okay, Bully's on the way. North's birthday.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me how you feel when fans tell you to release the album. Fans never want to wait.
Oh, man. If they was a fan, they would have heard the song Can't Tell Me Nothing and believed it. I just want to go see comments and see people like really love the post I just did, and somebody be like, release the album, Kanye.
Yeah.
If you're my fan, you're not even going to call me Kanye. You're going to call me my legal name, Ye, my Muhammad Ali. It ain't Cassius Clay no more.
Why did you change your name to Ye?
You know, because my friends call me Ye.
Okay.
If someone calls me Ye, they never say anything negative. Like people, headlines, they use the word Kanye, Kanye West, however they want to do it.
Right.
Now, if you say Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, or Ye, you got a certain level of respect, a certain level of love for growing up on the music and the work I put into this lifetime. So
Yeah. Who was the first person to call you Ye?
I don't know, it had to be like back 8th, 7th grade. You know, I don't.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
remember,
You've been had that. You've been had that name. I thought it might have been when you got into the rap game. Somebody randomly.
Beanie
called you.
Siegel called me Yeezy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How different is your creative process on Bully compared to Vultures 1 and 2?
First person I think of is Quentin Miller, because he'll write something and just one-to-one, it could go.
Right.
It could go, you know, you don't even have to change anything. And I remember when I met him, you know, before.
This backdrop is so sick, yo. Him putting up the clothes, and it's so simple, man. But like, it's artistic. It's artistic, yo.
we were doing Vultures, before it's called Vultures.
Yeah.
And I think before I even decided to do the album with Ty, I knew we was gonna come for the chip.
Yeah.
I knew, because each team member, we pull them together, because I'm a walking franchise. So we need, you know, these teams at this point.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. Another thing is I'm chopping up all the samples by hand.
How much does this album Bully mean to you? I remember we was listening to music and you was like, man, this album is just so positive. Every word matters, every bar matters. And you know.
Because you lean on like a bar that like brings somebody down. Just that was always rap.
Yeah.
And this is like more the way I remember Lauryn Hill album, way I remember Miseducation. I feel like it is my Miseducation. It is my Gnarls Barkley album, because even 808s and Heartbreak.
Yeah.
You know, so I know Bully has a title and a connotation that a lot of people are anti Bully, but we can bring it. You know, I'm just hyper next level frequency right now. I want to see if I got enough time to turn my teeth diamond for the Grammy. That's a diamond for the Grammy. I got a new assignment for the family. See if I got enough time to turn my teeth diamond for the Grammys. 10. I'm giving BBLs to the nannies. Back on the fanny. I'll put it back on the fanny. I'll put it back on the fanny. I'll put it back on the fanny. I'll put a pack on the fanny. I'm giving BBLs to the nannies.
We're going to go back to Vultures a little bit. Vultures 1, #1 album in the world. Carnival, #1 single in the world. You go independent. They remove you off DSPs every nonstop, about 3, 4, 5 times in the same week. You in the midst of being canceled. How fucking good did that make you feel to go #1 at 46 years old?
You know, it was just really about beating a cancellation. Like that was a God-given song. And it came from working with a bunch of people. Like we was out in Saudi, right? And Ty had Rich the Kid out there, and he's just playing different songs. Everybody had this vision of having a soccer chant. Like if you, the White Stripes had this song, and then soccer teams do it. So you like, man, I want to do it. So I tried 2 times to do it. The first time I tried was Black Skinhead. The second time I tried was All Day.
Firehouse Subs partnered with Hot Ones to make 2 subs, one zesty and one
on.
spicy. Find out how hot you like it.
Firehouse, let's go.
All day, all day. And Paul McCartney wrote that melody. He wrote it before he went in the studio with me, and a lot of people said,
Yo, speaking of Paul McCartney, I have another stream I'm gonna do this week where I'm talking about the Beatles, and I'm gonna break down one of the craziest hidden stories of the music industry, of any industry, and it has to do with the Beatles, yo. Has a lot to do with Paul McCartney. So yeah, I'm gonna do that stream this week. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna make, you'll never look at the Beatles the same ever again. And I'm a huge Beatles fan, and Kanye has worked with Paul McCartney. He's worked with the Beatles, you know, like not all of them because they all mysteriously died, but yeah, it's nuts.
man, he discovered this new artist named Paul McCartney, man. I hope this guy blows up one day. He's talented. You know, he plays the keyboards and the guitar. Now the vocals that people like, stay away from AI. It's a more negative reaction than auto-tune. And I remember like I did auto-tune because people thought, they're like, man, this auto-tune is trash. As an artist, I could take anything. I could sell a piece of shit for like $10 million and shit, you know, and shit. That's another 20.
Yeah. So auto tune, you feel like is AI as well?
Exactly. It's in the same family, except people have a more visceral reaction.
Is AI the future of music, or is it a crutch?
It's time for me to explain to people the power of AI and music. So I take a sample, and this is like a dream come true. Back in the days, you used to have to get the 24-track stems, the Motown, like the 24-track reel. It was like this, and they would tape it on a CD or tape it digitally, then you got the different parts. Right now, you could take any song and separate it. Just get the vocals, just get the bass line, the drums, completely separated. So when I send a song or a sample to my engineers, I just say JS AI, like how their website is. Yeah. So it's like my engineer John Scott AI. So we speaking like digital THX. Like on THX, this is the movie that George Lucas did before Star Wars.
So like back in the day when I used to like make beats and stuff like that, I was a big sampler. I love sampling music. If you don't know what sampling is when you grab an old song and you take a little piece from that song. It'd be like a melody that'll come on like, and you can cut it and make it do like different sounds like, and like you can like play with that one little piece of a song. Sometimes there'll be vocals laying on top of that melody, and it's like, damn, bro, I gotta go and try to see if I can find this melody, like just the instrumental, so I can try to rip that sound, that the instrument from it. But the vocals is on top of it. So if you don't find the instrumental for that old song, you kind of have to sample with the lyrics over it, and it sounds choppy. Like that's that choppy Kanye sample sound that he created, when it would be like words popping up in random places on the actual production, the beat, you know. But back in the day, I used to be on Napster and stuff like that, things that I shouldn't have been on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, LimeWire, you know, downloading old songs so I can try to make beats out of them and stuff, or go to a flea market and try to like find like the bootleg guy and be like, yo, hey, what's up, man? You got anything from the 70s or the 80s? Back in the day, they used to do this shit with like vinyls. They would go and get like a bunch of old records and convert the record, the song that's on the record, into an MP3, and or play it directly into a beat machine and take the piece from it. But like what he's explaining right now is AI is, it's a tool like autotune. Autotune will not make you sing better. If you know how to sing, you can manipulate this tool to sound perfect. And this is what he's saying about production. You can make perfect production now because of AI. And I'm all for AI. It's not anything that's going to cripple the world. Like, it's not going to make the industries all over, oh my God, it's over, the house is on fire. Like, no, it's evolving the music industry. And a lot of people back in the day when, like, you know, the Beatles came out, the Beatles would come out with some like radio, like rock and roll pop music. And at that time, people back in those days called it bubblegum music. They was like, oh, that's just bubblegum music. That's not even like real music. Then rock and roll came out, and people that were in love with the bubblegum music was like, no, that's not real music. And then rap came out, and then the people that were into rock was like, that's not real music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's gonna constantly do that. But if you know that it creates a new space for something new to come out, like, you can't be mad at that. Like, it's the times changing, decades evolving, artists growing. It's a new Sonic. You can't get mad at that, man. Like, the world is gonna constantly change, and it's only getting better. If you look at the history of life in itself, we were in caves back in the day drawing with poop on walls, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it was stupid. We was out there doing, you know, dumb shit, like creating fires with sticks, and you know, fast forward, you know, a little bit further, and we got a little bit more advanced. And then you fast forward to where we are now. You know, we have a subway system that can take you anywhere in New York. You got Ubers that'll come and pick you up, you know, from your cell phone. You can get a ride. You know how hard it was back in the day to get a ride, bro? If you ain't know nobody, it was extremely hard, yo. Now you don't even gotta know nobody, and you can get a ride to anywhere you gotta go. And it just shows the evolution of where we came to where we are. Who's complaining about Uber other than the Uber drivers? The ones that are like, yo, this person pooped in my car, or this person threw up in my shit because I picked them up from the club or some shit, or like, this person is being disrespectful in my back seat. Like, you know, it comes with the job title, man. But it also, I'm extremely grateful. I've had some amazing conversations in Ubers, like, you know. So this is the evolution of things. Like, AI is definitely a tool that will be like on some whole new other shit, like where it's gonna take music to a whole nother space. Could you imagine the kid that can't make music because he can't sing, or the kid that doesn't know how to make beats, but he has this idea in his brain and he can't stop thinking about it? Now AI is gonna give this kid the opportunity to create and play in a space that is his fucking dream, you know, to be able to play in these areas where he's not inclined to do it, you know, on his own. So now it's opening up spaces for people to do this stuff, you know. And I agree, man. It's crazy. What's on my wall? What's on my wall? I got a picture of me right here in the back. I got my ski mask over here on the wall. Oh, you're an idiot. Yo, hey, yo, you want to? It's funny you say that shit. Hold on. I got your poo shiesty, my guy. I poo shiesty your shiesty. And now I'm gonna wear your shiesty. This is what's on my wall, guy. Who got who? Who got who? Who got who? Yeah, I got your shiesty now, dog. I got the black one too, bro. I got your black shiesty as well. I'm gonna bring it back to you. I'm not a thief, I promise, bro. I'm gonna bring it back to you. 2026. I'm gonna bring it back when Pooh Shiesty gets released from jail. I'm gonna bring you back your shiesty. Okay, no, here we go. We're going back in. See, he removed the vocals off of that instrumental or that song. Look at that. That's just the vocals. Yo, you thought Kanye was a problem back in the day? With this tool right here, bro, man, this guy's gonna be a real problem, bro. Ain't no getting rid of Kanye, bro. For real.
If you get 5 tracks, 10 tracks, really legendary Trackster is the one who really put us on to that. You know, he is the key. He was the clutch shooter, last bucket at the end of the game on Vultures. So even though we're bringing Mike Dean back in for Bully, it's like,
So that's confirmed. Mike Dean is coming back in for Bully.
we about to go Yeezy. Change his voice to my voice.
Bro, this is the craziest shit. I seen this snippet online and it blew my mind. Okay, so what he's about to show you is he did a feature with that little kid RT, the little rapper that's like 8 years old that be on some like wild street shit, right? He took this feature from this kid, and that kid, the way he be rapping, like his cadence is so different. Like he slurs his words and like he just got his own little steez. And Kanye did this feature with him, but he took his verse, put it inside of AI, and he put his voice rapping RT's verse with Kanye's voice. This shit is mind-blowing, bro. Check this shit out.
You can get the fuck up on my shit.
It's you ain't said the dick, movies you can get the fuck up on my shit. Hide around, hit him with the guap, take the fucker down. Hide around, this way that kid, you on day now. It's you ain't said the dick, movies you can get the fuck up on my shit. Hide around, hit him with the guap, take the fucker down. Hide around, this way that kid, you on day now. 12 get behind, what on do?
Yo, this is crazy, yo. Like, I wonder, like, this kid is gonna get writing credits. He's gonna get writing credits on Kanye's projects. Like, he's 8 years old. Like, he probably can't even write yet, bruh. Like, he's not the best reader probably right now, bro, or writer. Like, and now it opened, AI created a whole new source of income for little RT, where he can be a professional writer, bruh. I know it's crazy, bruh. I know, like, it blows my mind, bruh. Like, the future of music is not gonna look the same ever again. And, you know, shit, Kanye's at the forefront of this shit. He's the only one pushing the envelope. You know, there's other artists that are out there that are pushing it creatively, but no one's pushing it as creative as Kanye. They're like, even like Drake is amazing. You know, Drake even used AI when he was doing that diss battle with Kendrick. You know, he put fake Snoop Dogg and fake Tupac in his shit, where he rapped the verse and then put Snoop Dogg's voice over his verse to make it sound like it was a feature with Snoop and Tupac. But like Kanye doing that shit too, bro. Like, this is crazy. I don't even know who did it first though, to be real. Like, we didn't see this until after the Drake verse that came out. But I've seen people putting their vocals with Juice WRLD's voice before I seen Kanye do it. But this goes to show you, it's like anybody can do this shit, bro. Anybody can take, you know, a direction and run with it creatively and create something so new. I've never heard anybody use it the way Kanye used it. Drake used it a completely different way. And all the people that are on TikTok showing these like fake Drake verses or fake Juice WRLD verses, they've used it a completely different way. So it's like, who knows how this shit's gonna stick? But I know for a fact, yo, this is gonna change music forever, yo.
Dude, it's like the next version of sampling. Like when sampling happened, like the musicians, they hated it.
Yep.
When EDM came in, there was musicians that hated that.
Yeah.
And there was people who hated it, auto-tune. And there's people who hate the concept of AI. It's like people hated the ass shots. Then became like a standard. Like, that's why I
about
said,
BBLs.
The AI, it's like, AI ain't made nothing yet that I could jerk off to.
Oh my God. Yo, Kanye is kind of a pervert, bro. Like, that's a part of it, like, I guess, like, his, like, sickness. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a part of his sickness. Like, he enjoys nudity and, like, I don't know, like, showing off his women and shit like that. Like, I guess that's something he developed, because I remember listening to old Kanye mixtapes when he was talking about the girl he was with. And he really loved her. He talked about like his, like, talking about her mother and father and how he's gonna respect her and make her a wife one day and shit like that. And like, at that time when he was making that music, this is like right before or right when like Through the Wire came out, and I got my hands on like a bunch of old Kanye mixtapes. I got a mixtape where he was freestyling in college, and it was him just like freestyling. Not on a song. It was just him freestyling with his homeboys and stuff in a room, you know, just like chopping it up. And Kanye became a different person through the process of his success. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can see that, you know, the industry will taint you. It will turn you into a different person. And you got this guy making Christian albums, and look at what he's saying right now. You know, this is, it's a sickness, bruh, and he knows it. He knows, you know, pornography is a sickness, but he's talking about he want to make a porn company, a high-end porn company, and to me, it's like, bro, like, come on, bro, like, you can't talk about that when you're making Christian albums. You can't play both sides. You can only serve one master, bruh. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my criticisms to Kanye, but it's not even a criticism, because I know that he knows that God made everybody imperfect. So what he's doing is he's showing the world as well, like, yo, how imperfect he is. He's showing the world, like, yo, I'm not the best Christian, but neither is you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not the best Christian. I'm not the best Christian. No one's perfect, bro. We're perfectly imperfect. And that's one thing about Kanye that I can respect, is that he's always going to show you his flaws. And people might not agree with his flaws, or, you know, but he going to show you them. And he going to also show you that, hey, bro, this is my attempt at trying to be walking in the light. You know what I'm saying? So I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
I was with you when you was canceled all the way. We was going to eat every day.
Yeah, we never was unrich.
Yeah, ever. We was still going out to eat. The hotels ain't changed. The jets ain't changed. Just the headlines got a little bit different.
The headlines changed.
What was the restaurant we ate that is closed down?
Beauty and Essex.
It was Beauty and Essex.
Yeah.
We was going there to eat every day. I remember when they froze your accounts. Man, listen, I had to put my little American Express down. You was pulling up every day like, hey, Ye's over here eating. That's the first time I seen a billionaire have no access to money.
It was crazy. It was like some Black Mirror episode. They wanted to do everything to prove to me that I didn't have a right to say anything out loud that went against people who own the media, people who own the music industry, people that Drake is going, you know, up against right now, ironically. You know, we could say, you know, anything. We could say, I'm going to kill you. We could say, I'm going to sell drugs to you. We could say, I do drugs. But you can't message that. You couldn't even message on a song. You imagine? Because it's this censorship still.
No, for sure. I love.
Back to that censorship. He's also talking about like Drake right now, bro. Like Drake is going through the exact same ridicule as Kanye. Like I don't remember what interview I was listening to or what interview I was watching, but he said, oh no, it was Orlando Brown, Orlando Brown, the guy from Disney Channel, and they asked him, who do you think won the battle between Kendrick and Drake? And he said Drake, bro. Like Drake won the battle, and he was like, what is going on right now is Drake said no to something. He said no to something, but it's not him saying no to something that was the problem. It's who he said no to that made them react in a way where it was like, okay, you said no, we're going to take you down, bro. Because you're never supposed to say no to the people that made you a billionaire, bro. Like, if they gave you $1 billion, what they got, bro? Like, for real shit.
Of how you can't be controlled now because, you know, you was in the system, you kind of broke free and found other ways to get to money, you know. So now you get to be free. You own yourself, you own your brand. And, you know, you posted a clip recently of Master P speaking about how he left music because there wasn't no real money in it and he had to create product. When did you know, like, I need more than just music?
I think that was the biggest game Master P has ever given out, yo. I took that shit to heart when he said, he was like, there is no money in music. You have to create a product because a product is the most loyal employee there is in the world. Like, a product will never talk back to you. It will never tell you it's being devalued. It will never try to get a raise. A product costs X amount. The product will be sold for X amount. You'll never hear the product complaining. So you can sell the product over and over and over and over and over and over again and rinse and repeat that same process. And you will never have an issue where things have to change because of, you know, no middlemen. No, there's no, it's not like you sign an artist. An artist has complaining to do. He has, no, bro, I want to get an elephant in my music video, bro. But like, bro, you ain't got no money to get an elephant in your video. You ain't even got a single out. It's your first one. And you want an elephant in your video, bro. It's like, come on, bro. Like this is the problem with working with people. You know, product is considered AI. You know what I'm saying? Because AI is gonna help you advance without telling you I'll do it later, or, you know, it's gonna get straight to the point for you. You know what I'm saying? And Master P, you know, talked about product being very important. And after I did a lot of research, bro, I started to realize, like, yo, product is gold. Like, if you can package it, if you can get your distribution right, if you can build a system where it's extremely easy to get rid of the product, you have a full-on business, bro. And it's easier than doing music. It's easier than streaming. It's easier than YouTube channels. It's, you know, those other tools are usable for the product. Like, you can build up and like Kanye did. Like, he ended up becoming so big with the music that he's using the music as a tool to sell the clothes. And like, he's actually making more money on the clothes than he ever did making money on the music. But the influence comes from the music. So it's like, Master P showed, like, with his music, he was able to do movies. He was able to do like I got the hookup, you know what I'm saying? And it brought him out to a bigger audience. You had white folks listening to Master P, you know what I'm saying? And you know, his reach was just like unmatched. You can't reach the levels Master P reached in those times. And he was doing that shit independently, bro. Like, Master P is probably one of the biggest slept on entrepreneurs in hip hop ever. Like, this new generation will never know what he did, bro. And like, we wouldn't have a Kanye. We wouldn't have, you know, Soulja Boy. We wouldn't have artists that are like 21 Savage that will go independent. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have these type of people, bro. Like, if it wasn't for legends like Master P, yo. That was a life lesson I learned. And, you know, I got product now and it's coming. Y'all about to find out.
Master P was always a visionary. Like, everyone looked up to the fact that he could shoot a movie fast, and everybody in the hood will listen to that.
How do you know when you're entering an episode or when
Right
you're
now,
in one?
I watch for it beforehand, but other times it was just like, if you get to the point where it goes, you're gonna stay in that position for a while. It might go for 3 days, 4 days, a week. Some people, if they get into it, you gotta put them in like a place that's not in public. It depends on the level of what it is. But another thing is, they call it specifically, you know, bipolar. They put that on me. I said it, I put it on an album. People call you nigga, you start calling yourself nigga.
Yeah.
Call a girl a bitch, she started calling herself a bitch. I went to this doctor, one that worked with Justin Bieber, one that worked with, I'm not even gonna name other names and stuff. My wife took me to do that because she said something about your personality doesn't feel like it's bipolar. I've seen bipolar before. She's educated, so I've seen bipolar before, and come to find out it's really a case of autism that I have. And autism takes you to a Rain Man thing where you're like, oh man, I'm gonna wear this Trump hat because I just like Trump in general. And then when people tell you to not do it, you just get on that one point. And that's my problem when fans tell me to do my album a certain way. I'll do it the opposite way just because la I got my money, right? You're like, you can't tell me. So, but the hard thing I say, like, shout out to Don C. He's been in situations where it was so hard on him because he loves me. And like, it's so difficult for them because this is like a grown man, and you can't tell him. You can't take control of his bank account. You can't control what I'm saying on Twitter. But a lot of what was sending me into the episodes, and it's hard. My dad, a bunch of people said, you know, you can't leave Adidas. Why would you leave all that money? The constant feeling of not being in control spun me out of control.
You up against the fashion world, still people trying to come on face like, oh, you don't know control. I'm like, none of you niggas out there. Let me tell you, all you fashion niggas, none of y'all, I don't see none of y'all shit on the street. I don't see y'all niggas can't fuck with Yeezy. None of you niggas could fuck with Yeezy. The dead niggas, the niggas now, the niggas to come, none of you niggas could fuck with Yeezy. It's Yeezy over everything.
As far as all these rappers go, Dylon, yay, that's it. Top 5, top 100, top 1,000, top million. Nobody did. I told you 36 ghosts. I got another 36 ghosts to go. Nobody. Y'all can play around. Don't step over the line though. Everybody, anybody is up for everybody. And that's not, I got bigger fish to fry. I got people to save. I ain't even on a rap, so I already beat the rap shit.
See, this shit right here get people angry when Kanye talk like this. That's bullshit, bro. Like, he popping his shit, bro. Like, this is what confidence looks like. A lot of people are scared to be confident. They don't want to come off as braggadocious. They don't want to come off as arrogant. They don't want to come off as like, you know, some type of guy that thinks that they know it all, or, you know, they're not trying to be that because they're so worried about other people's opinions that they don't celebrate themselves. Kanye is a genius, and Kanye is celebrating himself in real time. And you don't see videos like this with Elvis. You're not gonna see videos like this. You barely saw videos like this with Tupac. Like, Tupac would pop his shit, and he was still nonchalant about it, where he wasn't like really trying to, but he would say what he was saying. Name another artist that does this. You'll never see footage of like Joel Santana doing this shit, and I'm a huge Joel's fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like the way the majority of rappers like pop they shit, it's they try to be as humble as possible while popping they shit. Kanye's doing this shit unapologetically, yo. He's like, yo, I am the best. I don't give a fuck, bro. In my time right now, and the next time, and the time before me, bro, I am that guy, bro. I'm doing my shit. Yo, what's going on? What's going on, yo? We in here talking about Kanye, man. This is he's going through a lot of stuff right now, and I'm just trying to like make sense of this whole thing, man. But yeah, but Kanye, man, he's extremely braggadocious. Like I love the way he pop his shit, bro. It inspires me to like, find that character in me where it's like, bro, do you really give a fuck? Do you care about yourself? Do you really want to make some shit happen? Do you really want to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like on a whole nother tip where it's like, bro, like you were extremely confident. You are this confident in yourself where it makes people uncomfortable when they see confidence at this level, yo. It's crazy. Like, it really is. It makes people uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? But you live one life. You'll be lucky if you get to see 100 years. You're supposed to live for 100 years. Kanye is extremely aware that like he's not only facing the odds that we have of making it to 100, but think about if he feels like people are out here trying to take him out. The odds of him dying before he reaches that 100 years is cut in half right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you knew that your odds was that fucked up, bro, like wouldn't you pop your shit too before you left this place? Man, like pop your shit, bro. If you got confidence in yourself and you're doing great things in life, and you know what you're capable of, and you know the work you've put in, and you know that no one helped you get to a certain place, like, man, fucking show the world how confident you are. Give them a reason to talk, good or bad, yo. That's the whole message with this Kanye shit.
I already beat the money shit. I already beat the baddest bitch shit. I already beat the drip. So I'm not even competition. I'm not even competition with Lucien. We competition with the French bake that own 85% of Africa. How about that? While we fighting amongst each other. We in competition with Spotify. Get niggas 500 million. Said work it out amongst yourselves. Y'all ain't got shit on me.
He just said something about Spotify. Okay, look, I want to break this shit down too, because this is crazy. Okay, as we see, there's people in places of power, right? Spotify isn't a record label. Spotify is a streaming service. Apple Music has a streaming service. Tidal has a streaming service. Now, in order for these companies to exist, they had to do a deal with the record labels. The record labels had to give permission for these companies to stream the artists that are signed to those labels. They had to basically get the licensing off of these record labels so they can create their companies, the Spotify company and the streaming platforms. So if you think about it, record labels have ownership in all of the streaming services. There's so many artists that are out there talking about, yo, I'm an independent artist, bro. I don't want to sign no deal. I'm not trying to break down any bread with the labels or none of that shit. If you're independent or signed, it does not matter. That money is going directly to the record labels. So they're taking a cut not only off of the artists that are signed, they're taking cuts from the profits of artists that aren't signed to a record deal. And it's the percentage that Spotify takes. This is what he's saying right now. He's saying, you got $500 million that they give to Spotify and say, all the artists, you guys have to split this 500 million. It might sound like a lot, but there's a shitload of artists. So some artists are getting paid $1,000. Some artists is getting paid 10,000. Some artists are getting paid 100,000. Some people are getting paid 2 million. Some people are getting paid 20 million, like Drake. You know what I'm saying? 100 million. You know what I'm type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you look at the scale of it, they're basically giving y'all the crumbs. If the company is giving you 500 million to split amongst each other, they're probably making 5 billion or 2 billion, and they're like, y'all can figure this part out. Y'all can figure it out with 500 million. We just made 6 billion. Y'all can fight over that. Like, bro, back in the day, I remember somebody, like, this is a long time ago, they used to tell me, like, yo, when you're on the radio, you're only getting, like, I think they said something like, it was like 4 cents a spin on the radio, 4 pennies. Bro, you're making like 0.04 for a stream. You're not even making a full penny no more for getting your music spun, bruh. This is slavery at a different level, bro. And this is what Kanye is trying to do. He's trying to break the industry. He's trying to really showcase like what it is that he's experienced with the industry, how he got tricked, how he thought he was playing the game of business, but the game of business that is out right now is the game of Monopoly. The rules were already made. So you think you playing some shit where it's like, yeah, I'm in control of some shit, until you realize you're just playing on a game someone made. This is exactly what he's talking about, bro. I think this is the message, bro. This is what he's trying to say to people. It might come off rude, but sometimes the loudest person in the room gets the most attention. This is exactly what he's doing, man.
Y'all ran my name through the mud. Y'all took all that position. You gave the other niggas my position. Coach, ain't nobody king over me. Every summer, there's no king. I'm the king because I'm the only one against y'all. I'm the only one that's gonna go against y'all. That's why. That's why. Easy over everything.
To get out of your episode, a lot of people like medication. Do you take medication? Does it work for you? What gets you out of
I haven't
your
taken
episode?
the medication since I found out that it wasn't bipolar. That wasn't the right diagnosis. That I found out it was like autism. So
how does do you feel it working, or do you just take it just to make your wife happy because she says you should take it? Like, do you believe in the medication?
It's finding stuff that doesn't block the creativity. Obviously, that's what I bring to the world. You know, it's worth a ramp up.
Yeah.
As long as y'all get the creativity, like,
Right.
you know, it's like this thing I always play on from Donda, where I say, well, you know, wild and screaming, and I say, play off the grid.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Now play off the grid.
No fucking chuckling and nothing, no kind of way.
All right, play off the grid.
We off the grid, this for my kid.
That's him, like Rick Rubens was sitting there. That's how me and Mike Dean really fell out, because I was like screaming. I was like, man, I'm a grown ass man. You screaming at me, even though I didn't know that I was really, I didn't understand that that's what I was doing.
Yeah. I feel like you're more passionate than anything else, but people could misunderstand.
Yeah, when they
passion
scream
sometimes.
at in front of 20 people, it's a misunderstanding for
Right.
sure.
But I'm glad you and Mike Dean are back. You and Drake have had a long-standing beef and battle for years.
Yeah.
Now Drake is at odds with another Gemini, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Who do you think won that rap battle?
Well, one thing is like with Kendrick, I was like, man, why you killed my nemesis? Where's the movies if it ain't no Drake?
Yeah.
For me, it's like, or at least took him down for a little bit. You know, in superhero films, like maybe it's like one of the characters, Wolverine or something, just goes away for a couple films and stuff. I'm like, damn, man, it's like, it was really challenging for me to make Father Stretch My Hands and different things. And man, got work, you know, like top 5 song ever created in life. You know, I'm like, you know, redoing the drums, bringing Metro on.
Yeah,
And,
so Kendrick killed Drake. He's dead.
Yeah, for now. You know, you can't ever count out Steph Curry, and so that man might hit 200 points in one, you know, song or something. You know what it was? It's like Kendrick brought, like, look at the Tyler, the Creator, freestyle that he did. Like, I'm that guy, right?
Yeah.
We have to, you know, Drake added something to the algorithm to our frequency. He advanced us.
Right.
Future advanced us, and our Kendrick has now advanced the frequency.
Right.
So you have to, you know, it's like when Twister came out, there was rappers that didn't learn, right? But then Jay-Z learned. He did Is That Your Bitch? He could do it.
Yeah.
If you don't really learn as just a professional rapper as a sport what Kendrick is doing, you might be wiped.
Yeah.
You might be wiped out, you know.
Yeah, because Kendrick's on that timing, you know, and like that, Kendrick says, fuck the big three, nigga, it's just big me.
You know what? It's interesting because even Future, different people, we just let that pass. And it was interesting because just as men, just as kings, how would we let that idea pass? You know, I'm the greatest that ever existed. And other people, you know, they shouldn't feel that way because I'm here.
Yeah. No.
But, you know, every man, you know, is going to feel that they're the number one in the game. But there's different techniques. Like if you rap against Kendrick, you will lose.
Oh,
this man does this specifically. You know, on Street Fighter, you get like a Chun-Li, get a certain kick, and no matter what, you can't beat that thing. It's like if you rap against Kendrick Lamar, like Joe Budden said, never rap against Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
I think if you rap against Kendrick Lamar, you will 100% lose if the battle is being projected from the West Coast, because a lot of the content that was coming out backing the song Not Like Us, and from the whole battle perspective, it wasn't people from Michigan posting videos about it. It wasn't people from Chicago posting videos about it. It wasn't people in Toronto. It wasn't people in New York posting videos about it. It wasn't people in Florida posting videos about They Not Like Us. And there was crip walking in every single like video that was coming out behind the Kendrick movement. All of that content was being created from LA and on a mass dump. That's what made the majority think that Drake was washed. I believe that. I believe the song was very thought out. It was very planned. I'm not saying Kendrick ain't got skills. He got skills, bruh. But it wasn't more lyrical to me than the Drake records. I know I might sound crazy to a lot of people for saying that shit, but I truly do feel like that. I feel like a lot of the music, I react to, like, you know, everything, bruh. Everything from, like, you know, what's current, what's going on with the music and stuff. And I make music myself, so I play some of my music sometimes. But, you know, I got friends that make a lot of music and stuff too, and they'll send me songs and I'll review it and stuff. But yeah, I love music, man. So I like to review anything, to be honest, bruh. But yeah, but I feel like the Kendrick situation though was nuts. It was like, I believe a lot of people let me see, react to everything. Lyricism is fantastic. Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, like, I'm not trying to say that Kendrick isn't amazing. You know, I know he is. He's got such a storytelling ability, and he is tapped in spiritually. I bet women with crystals love him. People that talk about astrology and numerology and all that stuff, they're into the depths that he can take you. You know, like when Kendrick was on the Janae Aiko project, he was really hitting them with like some real spiritual awakening lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was different than hearing about people talk about chains and jewelry and cars and bitches and shit like that. Like, I get it. Like, he really does take you to another place. It's almost like, you know, a higher quality of food a little bit. But is celery more popular than McDonald's? There is no advertisement for celery. You know what I'm saying? Drake is McDonald's. Drake is Walmart. Drake is in everybody's face, and he also has been making music for longer than a decade. So people look at Drake as like he makes nostalgic music. He makes nostalgic music. So when someone hears an old Drake song, it takes them to a place that they've experienced in their lives. There's not too many places that Kendrick's music takes me. It honestly, what it does is it makes me feel like okay, I'm in school right now and I'm getting a download when I listen to Kendrick. It makes me think about a situation, or it makes my opinion evolve a little bit. But Drake does that same shit. And he can make the club music. So when you don't want to be in school, like Kendrick makes school music, bro. Like that's what I think. I think Kendrick makes music that is to socially and make you aware, you know, consciously, you know, and make you realize that there's more to life than just, you know, stunting and trying to buy a $20 million mansion and shit like that. He is kind of like standing up for people that care more about society and lyrics and stuff like that, and the art and stuff like that. But Drake has never steered away from the art. You know, I believe Drake is he's just as lyrical, bro. Like Drake is like just as lyrical as Kendrick. I don't think any of them are over each other. I think if anybody's over anybody, it's Drake. I think Drake would be considered over Kendrick because Kendrick can't make music for, like, he can't make music for the kids. He can't make music for the clubs. He can't make music for, you know, that'll be culturally celebrated on some party shit. I haven't heard a party song come from Kendrick. The Swimming Pools was like, pour up, drank. That shit was a club record. I remember that being in the club and everybody loved it. But that's not what Kendrick does. He used those Drake style records to get on radio so he can deliver a bigger message. But that's not what he's looking to do. He's not looking to make those type of records. And pop music is popularity, you know what I'm saying? And Drake is the king of popular, bro. I mean that shit for real. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hold on. We actually got, let me see, there's a link in here. Let's see if I can pull it up. Let's see.
If you rap
Let me
against
see, hold on, here we go. Okay, we got a link in here. I'm gonna copy the link. Somebody sent me something to review. Arcade edits. Okay. Okay. I got you, bro. We're about to throw it in real quick. I'm gonna react to it real quick. I'm gonna put the Kanye stuff on pause for 1 second. I just want to hear what this sounds like. The visualizer's fire. I do like the visualizer.
Well, I know what you want from me. You want someone to be. Your reflection, your bitter deception, setting you free. So you take what you want, then leave. made you like this? Who encrypted your dark gospel in body language? Synapses snap back in blissful language. Tell me you met me in past lives, past light, past what might be eating me from the inside, darling. Half algorithm, half deity, glitches in the code, or gaps in a strange dream. Tell me you guessed my future and it mapped onto your fantasy. Tell me into your mannequin and I'll turn you into my puppetry. Won't you come and dance in the dark with me? Show me what you are. I am desperate to know. Nobody better than the perfect enemy. Digital demons make the night feel heavenly. Make it real, 'cause anything's better than the way I feel right now. I can offer you a blood-lit paradise. Diamonds in the trees, pentagrams in the night sky. Lipstick, chemtrails, red flags, pink nails, with one eye on the door, other eye on a rail, other eye following a scarlet trail. And the last few drops from the holy grail. Now rose gold chains, strip lace, cut glass, blood stains at the canopies. Just don't ask me, the first to the feast. Let's choke on the past and take to the broken skies at last. Diamonds in the trees, pentagrams in the night sky. What you want from me? You want the same as me. My redemption, eternal ascension, setting me free.
That was a fire ass like rhyme scheme right there.
So I'll take what I want, then leave. You made me wish I could disappear.
I love songs like this. I really do. Because, one, the writing was amazing. Production was crazy. You had live shit going on, which I love hearing live drums and shit like that in a song. I love the build up to how crazy it got. I love the build up. It was amazing. Your song was a roller coaster, bro. Like, you really emotionally, it started off slow and then it started to build gradually, and then it had dips and valleys, and that's an experience. Like, when you hear a song that is well thought out like this, it's a real experience. He's trying to take you on a journey somewhere. This is definitely an album cut type of song where it would be on an album. It's 7 minutes and 12 seconds. It's extremely long. Like, it's a long song, especially for this day and age. Like, you know, I would have broken this song down to like maybe 4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But the lyrics were fire. Your delivery was on point. The singing was good. I think the mix could have been a little bit sharper, a little bit, you know, more produced, you know, as far as the engineering and stuff like that. It could have been more crisp to me. But I'll give this an 8 out of 10, bro, because it sounds amazing. Like, the concept and you know, with the lyrics and all that stuff, I fuck with it, bro. Listen to what is that? CIV 1AM? Okay, we're gonna play that next. Kanye, we coming back to you, I promise. CIV 1 AM. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Up out at 1 in the morning, you really wanna know this kind of life never boring. She bought Dior with a man from the store, but she bring it to my table when the drinks start pouring. She asking to come with the crew, and the accent it come with a view. She dancing, unruly, reaction, I love it.
Why you waiting in the line by the door? You with your best friend, shit moves slow. Baby girl, thought I told you before. Anywhere that we be, you can go. So bring your friends to the front.
Yeah, no, bro. Bailey, I heard it, bro. The music's fire, bro. Like, it's sick. Like, I'm not, you know, I really do enjoy it. Like, it's really thoughtful. The music is lyrical. You're talking to an audience that, like, kind of need to hear music like that. The storytelling was great. The writing was good, bro. I wish the production was just a little bit better, but it didn't bother the experience at all. The roller coaster that you had going in and out of the song, bro, it was literally a movie. Like, I could see that shit being on, like, movies and, like, scoring and stuff like that, and you know, sync licensing, shit like that. Like, I could see that in, like, a vampire movie or, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, no, the song was amazing, bro. And if you want, follow me on Instagram, bro. My name is Be Selfless. It's BESELFLISS. Follow me, bro. I can link you with some people, man. You know, I got plugs with a bunch of tours and music festivals and stuff like that, bro. So reach out and I'll follow you back. I subscribe to the channel too, by the way.
And when you hear, let me know. I'm a nice guy, for sure. No, for real, let me show you. You wanna move through the crowd now. You looking good, turn around now. You put that on just for me, babe. She told me, boy, settle down now. I see you smile, girl, tryna hide it. Bottom lip curling up and you bite it. Say my name, get it right. I'm your man. For the night we pop out at 1 in the morning. You really wanna know this kind of life never boring. She bought Dior with a man from the store, but she bring it to my table when the drinks start pouring. She asking to come with the crew, and the accent to come with a view. She dancing, unruly, reaction, I love it, bad to the bone, and she know it. When she move that fast and slow, she a pro to the pros, do the most. Other girls, they not even close now.
This is what A1 be listening to in the room by himself. He just getting out the shower, right? He'd be like this. Hold on.
Go, baby, go to the flow. Make a clap like a Broadway show. I might throw a rose. Make drink a toast. Say the word, I'ma give you the world. Back to the bar, need to fill it up. Then back of the car, put the windows up. Then an hour gone past, now she drawing on her glass. Got a smiley face with a middle finger up. No, baby, don't flaunt it. She a goddess. You the muse and the artist. You see what you like. If you want it, come get it, but don't take long. We pop out at 1 in the morning. You really wanna know this kind of life, never boring. She bought Dior with a man from the store, but she bring it to my table when the drinks start pouring. She asking to come with the crew, and the accent to come with a view. She dancing, unruly, reaction. I love it.
No cap, bro. This is actually kind of a vibe, though, bro. For real. I'm trolling. I get it, bro. I know. Hit one of them dance moves on here, bro. Back to the Kanye shit. Let's run it.
It's
the
a
last
difficult task, but perhaps it's something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a psycho genius, so you know it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, there you have it. Do not rap against Kendrick Lamar.
Unless you're a psycho genius
Unless
like me.
you're a psycho genius like Ye. Who's your big three?
Dylon. Yay. That's it. Yeah, man. Easy slides. I ain't take them shits off since I got them. I wore them to sleep. I woke up the next day. Just ain't give a fuck no more.
It definitely went to war. But then when you get the money, when you got money, you go in and like try to prove you got money. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like. I remember when I lost my when I lost all that Adidas money, I was like, damn, I gotta start dressing like a millionaire now, which actually means more jewelry. When you're a billionaire, you can dress like super bummy. So I was like, I gotta like, I usually pull up with the cars and blah blah. Nigga, we still got it. We ain't going nowhere, you know. A nigga gotta keep doing. It don't matter. Like a nigga is never gonna sell his check. When you sell your chain,
Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit?
Yo.
Who's calling that shit?
My guy, you're on stream right now, bro. You want to say what's up to the chat? Hell yeah, bro. We got Dollars, man. Dollars Tattoo. He just hit the phone, bro. He just hit the phone. What's good? What's going on with you, Brody?
What's good with you, brother? Well, I was talking some business.
Okay.
And, you know, we have a little idea in the works. Don't say too much.
Nope.
Keep it quiet.
Yep, it's on the hush.
However, yeah, we definitely got to get up and chop soon because I think that we got to put a timeline on getting a pilot episode filmed.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I'll be off in like literally like maybe 20 minutes, bro. I'll shoot you a call as soon as I get off.
Take your time. I'll be free for the rest of the day. So
Okay.
We'll get up.
Fire, yo, that weekend that we had, bro. You want to fill him in, bro?
Oh man, it was a blast. We took the kids and just adventure after adventure.
Yeah, it was, bro. It was sick, bro. Zozo was, bro, so fucking happy, bro. Like, and bro, like. She's like hype. She's ready to do this shit again, bro. She's like, yo, hey, call Dollars. Let them know we're moving in. For real, bro.
I know Jax had a blast too, man. I know he enjoyed it.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, well, shit, you already know, bro. Second I get off, I'm gonna shoot you a call.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, Brody.
All right, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's finish this up.
That's your kid. When did this? I just woke up the other day. I woke up from the hours. I came out last year. I'm wondering, like, that might be my boy. He just broke it down to Matt Williams. He came, he's the head designer. It looked like something he would do. Flames if that was him. Niggas don't got these, Sage. This is all I have left in the house. I said, I'm just bring them. I know you got people that make them work, fix them up and shit.
What'd you say, kid? I'm like a fan. The belt will never leave him. Had a belt in the shower. You know how you sign something and you're like, I'm never taking this off. Yeah. He said he was researching belts. Let's see. Niggas be getting belts.
Not just the gay version, we get the actual dipped set down in Japan.
You talk about millionaires gotta wear that jury. I still gotta wear all that jury. Word up. I still gotta wear all of it, every piece of it, bro.
Jimmy.
Yeah, this shit done got serious with this interview. You can never redo this again.
Jimmy
I'm sorry.
Drippy
I don't know
Jones.
what you do.
I remember the story. This is what I want to say. They was gonna kill me for the Ace of the Izzo beat. I stayed in Jersey for about 3 months and shit. I was like, gee, you know them, right? It's like, man, cause Jimmy was screaming pretty loud on the phone, man. What's up?
This our what? Fifth interview, fifth interview.
This one's the best one.
Exactly.
We got to this. I had to go get in the lab.
It's God level. You know what I'm saying?
It's beautiful, yo. I don't know. I see the human in Kanye. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they can't see that. A lot of people don't see that he's someone that made it from nothing. You know, they don't understand the message he's trying to put it together. They don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And I respect Kanye to the fullest. You know, when you see someone as an artist that can create outside of themselves, because he's created stuff that has nothing to do with him. You know, even though it says Yeezy, he's talking about creating fashion. And, you know, I remember there was a story where he was trying to take Yeezy to Payless. And he wanted to make it affordable for people. And now he just did a Super Bowl commercial where he's talking about, you know, I remember it was last Super Bowl commercial, not this one. But he was like, I got $20 products for people. You know what I'm saying? And gave everybody a chance to be able to afford some Yeezy clothes that couldn't usually buy the $300 shoes. You know what I'm saying? I love Yeezys. Like, I got the foam runner. I got all that shit. I'm a fan, bro, like, of the clothes because it's comfortable. And it's affordable if you understand, like, the quality. You know what I'm saying? It lasts forever. The foam runners are the most comfortable shoes I've ever had in my life. I love my foam runners. Yeah, and I'm a Kanye fan, bro. I remember going to his first concert or the concert that I went to, my first Kanye experience in Cleveland, Ohio, man. And I heard him do the song Roses next to a hospital bed, and there was nothing fancy about it. It was just him in a hospital bed in a spotlight. You know what I'm saying? And it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? The way Kanye be putting these things together, his art, him as a person. You know, he's a great father. You know, I see everything that he's been doing and putting his best foot forward. And, you know, he ain't perfect. So I hope people that's watching this, I hope they don't judge him. I hope they're not trying to, you know, destroy him or, you know, treat him any different. Just know he's an imperfect human just like you. And God says to love thy brother and sister and thy neighbor. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Judge him the way you would like to be judged. You know what I'm saying? So, like, keep that in mind. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. This stream was like a big dub. Big dub. Like we in the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? It was a big dub stream. You know what I'm saying? I had a blast. But yeah, I think this is where we're gonna call it wraps, bruh. Shout out Juju Gang. We in this bit. And we got a bunch of shit coming out. You know what I'm saying? We got clothes. We got a bunch of merch. I'm waiting on the first shipment. I'm gonna be opening that shit live on stream. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 packages coming, big boy packages, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give y'all some of the exclusive shit right here on the stream. So make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe. And if you're on Twitch, man, make sure you lock me in. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all gonna rock out with it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna play this this link real quick. It better not be nothing crazy, bruh. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Oh my God. Hold on. We're gonna get it up on the stream now. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay. You're doing a whole lot for this, Aiden. I got you, bro. I'm gonna go to YouTube. My bad. It's just.
Bag a nigga cheese, 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 cheese. Bag a nigga cheese, 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 cheese. Bag a nigga cheese.
This is how we gonna end the stream right here.
Cheese, bag a nigga cheese, 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 cheese.
Run that back one more time. One more again.
Bag a nigga cheese, 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 cheese. Bag a nigga cheese, 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 cheese. Bag a nigga cheese, cheese, bag a nigga cheese, cheese, bag a nigga cheese, 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 cheese.
Hey, then you a goofball, bruh. You a goofball, bruh. Well, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. We out, man. Yee.
You hear that? Fall in my head and I fade out to sleep. I pray the Lord, it's so that keeps it. Hope you win the sweepstakes. Can I feed you cheesecake? Girl, I love that sweet face.